here. You're ready. Welcome to my world.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your favorite action figure reviewer. I'm Ghost of Sparta. I'm here with another fantastic review for you guys. We have the Threezero Blue Ranger from Hasbro. We will be taking a look at paint apps, sculpt, articulation, and accessories. Well, let's get to those size comparisons. So we're on the size comparisons, and the Blue Ranger stands at exactly 12 inches tall, and then he also stands at 30 inches or 30.46 centimeters. As you can see with the other figure lines that he is being compared to, you can see how tall he is. This is a 1/6 scale figure, so you're looking at 12 inches, 13, 11 and a half, depending on which way you want to look at it or how they're trying to scale them. But you can see that these 6, 7, and 9-inch figures don't even scale to this figure. You know, reviewing 1/6 scale figures is very difficult, so I don't know how most people do the Hot Toys and how they do their reviews, but I'm kind of doing the same reviews like I do when I'm reviewing action figures. So we have the Blue Ranger here, nice and slender. The material that they use is very metallic. It reminds me of that one episode where it was right after the movie and they were trying to figure out a way, how do we transition, because the movie costumes were too different. So they gave him like this metallic Ranger armor, and it was pretty neat. So the clothes on this feels very nice, very premium, very silky is the best way I can describe it. You can see the stitching in the back that has the pleather feel of the little triangles right here. The gloves are also plastic, and also the bottom of the boots are also plastic. Now you can hear those ratchet joints. This is weird, is that this figure actually has ratchet joints in it, and the female version or the Pink Ranger didn't. And once again, if you haven't seen the Pink Ranger review, you guys could take a look at that in the link in the description, or also there'll be a card in the upper right hand corner. Now the detail on this figure is very nice. You can see that the morpher is there, and they were able to get the detail of the coin just right. Once again, the belt, this one doesn't move around as much as the Pink Ranger's one did, so that's very good. Let's take a look at the sculpt of the actual helmet. This looks exactly like the Blue Ranger's helmet. I mean, there's no other way I can like pretty much explain it. I feel that the gloss is a little too much. I wonder if they would have done like a matte version, but you could see all the detail that they were able to paint in there, and I can't believe how awesome these came out. There's not much to say. I mean, a lot of this is very accurate. You can see even on the gloves, you can see the lines on them. It just looks awesome. You can't get better than this. I mean, look at the boots. We can see here, this comes off. The boots come off, it's on a ball peg, so they just pop back on. Super simple. We also have all of the licensing on the bottom, just in case. But this figure feels very solid. Now you'll be able to see some of the poses I was able to put in later. So let's go to everybody's favorite part, the articulation. Head moves back, forward, swivel, arm rotation, hinge, bend at the elbow, swivel, swivel, hinge. Diaphragm joint back, forward, side to side, waist swivel, leg kicks forward, leg kicks back, bend at the knee, swivel, swivel, hinge. So we have the 4 pairs of hands that he comes with. I left the pegs on these ones because these are the ones that were actually on them. And the detail on these hands are just like the Pink Rangers, and what's crazy about these hands is they're interchangeable for everybody. So they're about the same size. I don't think the Pink Ranger has any smaller of a hands because, you know, it's a female character. But you can see he has some nice open palm, like chopping hands. He has some relaxed hands as well. And the detail on these are really phenomenal. The only issue I have is when taking them out or switching them, that this peg pops out so super easy, and when you're trying to manipulate them and trying to pose it, it makes it very difficult to be able to do that due to the little cuff links that they have there. So just be mindful of that. You kind of want to prioritize what you're gonna move, so that way you can have the right pose and you don't get anything messed up or you break anything, because that'd be the worst thing to do, to break this figure. So you can see there I was able to pop those on pretty easily. It does have a hinge joint. It rotates as well. It's just that with the little glove piece here, the end of the glove, see, it comes off. It's actually molded in a specific direction. So you got to make sure that when you put the hands in, it fits to that mold, so that way it looks like not a seamless fit, but it fits to the glove. Now let's go to the rest of the accessories. Now the Blue Ranger comes with his power lance, as he should, and he also comes with his own little blaster. I have the blade taken out because, like I mentioned before, it's very difficult to get that to come out, You need some tweezers, and I'd be very careful because you don't want to mess up the paint. This comes down, this moves forward as such, so you get the blaster effect. This would be underneath it, and then you would scoot this back. This gets stuck on mine, I don't know why. This is the second one, so you'd want to push it from the front, and then you would close it from the bottom so you can get the actual blade version. Now for his power lances, they do look proper. They extend so that way you can get the full length of his lance. They connect right here pretty easily. And there you go. That's how long it is. That's a pretty long freaking lance there. Now the detail on this is very nice. The only issue I have is with the Triceratops face here. Doesn't look like they tried to do that well of a detail, because you can barely tell that it's on there. There's also some detail right here. It looks like some kanji in my opinion, but it might not be. But you can see that the Triceratops looks kind of weird. So they tried. I know it's probably pretty difficult to try to get the detail in something that small, but I'm pretty sure with technology that should be pretty easy to do. But that's really neat. Now what's cool about this also is that there's some metal hinges here. When you do put all the weapons together to make the power blaster, you can actually, these are just connected through magnets. So once I finish reviewing all the Rangers, we'll get into the power blaster, and you'll see how it is connected. Now let's go to my final thoughts. So I've been able to review 2 of these awesome figures, and I can't believe how awesome it is. The nostalgia factor that's going through my mind when I'm picking these figures up. I grew up on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I watched it from season 1 to season 3. I stopped watching it when they went into space. That's where I kind of just fell out of it. Also, I think I was starting high school at the time, so you know, girls were mostly the priority. But other than that, these figures are freaking amazing. You can't get any more of a fantastic action figure ever. This is my first time owning a 1/6 scale figure. I know I did one on some other figures, but those were not actually mine. These are mine, and I could see why people kind of gravitate to the Hot Toys due to the fact of the articulation, due to the fact of how accurate the costumes and also the accessories are, and how many accessories you get depending on which version you get. So I could see why a lot of people gravitate to those and display those. So if you haven't picked these up, I definitely recommend it. Now, once again, I have the same gripes as I did with the Pink Ranger version. The wrist pegs come out really way too easily, and also the fact that when you rotate the hands to be able to use the joints, the gloves, this portion of the glove here makes it very difficult for them to be able to hold a certain pose, because you have to rotate the figure. I mean, rotate that little plastic piece so that way the hand that you're using fits in the orientation you need it. Other than that, this figure is really great. I mean, you can't go wrong. I mean, it poses well. You could probably get a lot of dynamic poses with it, and you should be very happy with the figure that you got. I mean, there's no way you wouldn't want this figure in your collection, in my opinion. So if you guys haven't done it already, make sure to like and subscribe, because I do action figure reviews all the time, and you'll be able to see those here. And like always, I'll see everybody on the next review.